What's up everybody, Tech Chucker here, and today I've got a review for you. But before we do that, I just want to make note I'm using my new microphone for voiceover recordings and for my reviews. So let me know in the comments what you think of the audio quality. I might still need to do a little bit of tweaking, so we'll go from there. But we are going to be reviewing the SH Figuarts Michelangelo action figure, and I gotta say, in the box, this thing looks amazing. Out of the box, well, let's crack it open and take a closer look. Before we get started, I'd like to note, I think I got my lighting figured out for my review station at home. So what do you think about that too? So his head comes on a double ball peg and he can look up about this much, and then he's able to get his head down all the way, which is pretty awesome. And don't forget that that shell is articulated, so you can pop that shell down just a little bit and get a little bit more range of motion. He's got full side to side motion in that head, which is great, and then a little bit of tilt in the head as well, which is awesome. In the shoulders, he's got that standard ball hinge in the shoulder. He's able to get his arm up about this far, which is pretty darn good. It's a little stiff on mine, but that's okay. He is able to do a full rotation, but I'm not going to do it just because it gets a little bit funky when I do it. He is able to get his arms in about this far, which is pretty awesome. That's really, really far with those butterfly joints. And then he's able to get his arm back about this far, which is nice. Mikey's got an upper bicep swivel that works really, really good. Double jointed elbows, those also work pretty good. I do wish there was a little bit more range of motion, but that's okay. In the wrists, he's got a ball hinge, and those have kind of limited range of motion, but it's still not too bad. Moving into the torso, there's not much for range of motion there. You can kind of get him to move a little bit, but not a huge amount just because of those shells and whatnot. He does have waist articulation or a waist swivel, which works good. And then the hips, he's got excellent range of motion there. It's just too bad that the ankles don't kind of have that ankle rocker to get him foot flat on the Boy, I can't talk. Feet flat on the floor. That's what I'm trying to say. But it still works really, really good. And then he's able to kick forward, not a huge amount. I do wish that these guys could kick forward a lot more. This just is a little disappointing, especially for a Ninja Turtle. But kicking backwards, if you move the shell out of the way, it actually works pretty good. That's pretty respectable. And then he does have an upper thigh cut, which works pretty good. Double jointed knees, these work really, really well. And then he has, in his ankle, he's got a ball, looks to be like a ball peg, and he's able to get his foot back this far, could be better, and he's able to only get his foot forward this much, which is a little disappointing. And then again, like I mentioned, the ankle rocker, not so awesome, but still pretty darn good. And then you get the toe hinge, which kind of helps with that quite a bit. It's able to go both ways, which is pretty sweet. So overall, I'm really, really happy with the articulation on this figure. It's very, very good throughout. Yeah, there's some shortcomings, but in the end, it's not that big of a deal. The sculpt on Michelangelo is pretty well exactly the same as all the others, except for the face sculpt. The face sculpt is kind of where it's slightly different. This is his kind of serious look. And again, the color that they used for the green is spot on. It's awesome. I love the orange. I do maybe wish that the orange was slightly brighter. But overall, the rest of the figure is really, really nice. I love the way that this figure looks. I love the elbow pads and the musculature throughout the figure. The shells are spot on, just look awesome. I don't have much for complaints when it comes to the paint or the sculpt. And originally I was a little concerned about the paint because there really isn't much. But when you get these in hand, I mean, just look at how detailed all of this is. It's really, really nice, and it's worth every penny. I think I paid $56 for Mikey. I think they retail for about $63. So sculpt and paint wise, you're not going to be disappointed one bit. And just like all the others, Mikey comes with quite a few accessories, which is awesome. It makes the price you pay, all that much more worth it because of what you get. So he gets a bunch of extra hands. So he comes with these somewhat open, or I guess these are considerably open hands, which are awesome. Note all the hands that you get are the exact same for each figure. So you get everything the same. These are the slightly open hands, so you can kind of grip some of the accessories with those. And then this next set is a fully closed but still able to hang on to some of the weapons and whatnot. And then he also has his fist hands, which all the hands just peg onto this little ball hinge peg. I do always get a little bit nervous because it is a small peg, so be very careful as you peg those on. But they peg on pretty easily and they look really, really nice. All the hands look great on the figure. So you've got lots of posing options. And next we get the alternate head, which is a little bit more the Michelangelo style. It's kind of a goofy grimace, kind of a half smile, and again, everything looks great. It's painted really, really cleanly, and like all the others, the heads share the one bandana piece. On this one, I noticed it's a little bit harder to peg this in. We'll see if I can do that. We'll see if I can do it on camera. This one, when I first tried it, I was a little bit nervous that maybe they cast it badly and it wasn't actually going to peg in, but it's just, you got to get it at just the right angle, and then it pegs in just fine. It would be nice if it was actually articulated and it was a real peg that you could kind of change the angle of it, but it's not. So this just pegs onto this tiny double ball peg, and it looks great. I really like this head sculpt. I think I don't know. It fits Mikey's personality really well. Okay, so it's weapon time. So he comes with these nunchucks. It's a pair of them, and they are stiff. The chains are stiff. They don't move. But I really like these because you can basically pose him in what would appear to be a strike pose, and you don't have to worry about trying to get some loose chains to hold their position. So those are really awesome. I really appreciate those. Mikey does come with a set of nunchucks that do have real chains, which are awesome, and these things just look, I don't know, I gotta say, they just look beautiful. They're the perfect representation of what I expect we should have gotten from or for a figure like this. And then he comes with basically the holder piece for his back. We'll peg these guys in. And they peg in really easily. And then this piece just pops right out. It pegs in. I think there's like 2 or 3 pegs. And then you slide this in. You know what? Oh, I pegged them in wrong. All right, swap this out. I did it upside down. That was dumb. All right, so these peg in. Oh, those slide in a little bit easier. That would be why I had it in wrong. Okay, so this just pegs right into his back like this, and how awesome is this? I mean, this looks great. Get those chains figured out. That just looks amazing. I really like this. I couldn't ask for more. This just looks perfect to me. Next up, we get what I believe this is a turtle shell grapnel something or other. Somebody tell me in the comments the exact name. But this is awesome. And look at, this is articulated, so you can actually open and close this thing. I did not realize at first that this opened up and closed. How cool. You get this nice string, and then it goes to this little, eye hole handle thing. And I don't know, I love this piece. It looks so good. They painted it really well. It is sculpted amazingly. So overall, I am super happy with this figure. Figuarts or Bandai, they did a great job with this Michelangelo. They did an amazing job with all of the figures, but I will say, I think they did the best job with this figure, with Michelangelo. They gave him some of the best accessories, a great head sculpt. So If you're in the market for a set of turtles, I highly recommend you go with the SH Figuarts turtles because these things are amazing. I heard that they should be putting out a Master Shredder. Master Shredder at some point. I have no idea. They just kind of gave us a teaser look of it at the SDCC 2016. I haven't seen anything since about it, but if you can get these guys, go out and get them. They're worth 60 some bucks. I lucked out and got most of mine for under 60. So get out there and get them. Alrighty folks, let me know what you think of this review. Let me know what you think of the audio, the new video, lighting setup. Let me know. Is it working for you? Is it not? And until next time, I'll see you guys later.